Today I'm going to use a T-FAL pressure cooker. In this pressure cooker I'm going to make three recipes for you and going to give you all the information, how much water you need and how much time that recipe will take, and all that tips and tricks I use to make a delicious recipe in this pressure cooker. Comes with a 5 security system and easy to use, and you can operate with a one hand. You can use inside measurement for your cooking. Do not fill the unit over 2/3 of full when cooking food that expand during cooking such as rice or dry vegetable. Do not fill the unit over 1/3 of full. Overfilling may cause risk or clogging the vent pipes. Today in this pressure cooker we are going to make three recipes, and the first is chickpea. This is a white chickpea, it called chana, and second is red beans, and third is black chickpea. The recipe I will use for red beans, you can follow that recipe for any type of beans. Before we start a recipe in this pressure cooker, if you are beginner, you never use this pressure cooker before, you can check my old video link in my description box down below, or you can click on a top to watch that video. In that video I share uses, care, how to open a valve, how to check a pressure. Before you use this pressure cooker, for your safety, must check that first video link in my description box down below. Now start the first recipe with me in this pressure cooker. First I'm going to use a 1 cup of red beans, it called rajma. You can use any type of beans and use the same method, and going to soak overnight. And if you don't want to soak overnight, we'll tell you instant and quick recipe that will share in the upcoming recipe how you can make quick and easy without soaking overnight. Now I'm going to soak, and this is overnight, and second day it will look like this. So right now it's not a fully soft, we will make it soft. Before, I'm going to wash this nicely and drain all that water we soaked in, and now I'm going to use a fresh water and going to wash it again. Now use a fresh water 3.5 cups and use a pressure cooker for 5 minutes to make it soft. Beans ready to use. Don't throw this water, we will use later in this recipe. I'm going to make a masala or tadka. This same masala we will use for all our recipes. You can use a red onions or white onions, and the quantity you can see on a screen. We need some dry spices: bay leaf, cumin seed, methi seed, mustard seed, and coriander seed, and cinnamon stick. And now I'm going to add in a oil, and now you can saute and you can cook this at least 2-3 minutes. Then I'm going to add onions. This is the 4 big onions, and for this recipe you have to use this for thickness. And I'm going to add a crushed ginger and garlic, and now you have to mix this well. You have to cook this well until it's golden brown. Now I'm going to use a dry methi leaves, so it will help for your delicious recipe. And now you have to mix this well, and now next we are going to use our spices. I'm going to use a 1 teaspoon of turmeric and a half teaspoon of red chili. You can use according to your taste. Garam masala half teaspoon, and rajma masala you have to add this. I'm going to use a 3 teaspoon in my recipe, and 1 teaspoon of salt you can add according to your taste, and mix this well. And now I'm going to add tomatoes. These are big large size tomatoes, or you can use a puree. This is totally up to you. Cooked well until you can see oil separated on a sides or a top. Here you can see tadka is ready to use. I'm going to add a beans with the water. There is a 1 glass of water, around 2 cups, and there I'm using a 3 teaspoon. This is a smashed beans, and for thickness you can use like this, just smashed it. And now I'm going to use extra water, another 3 cups, or you can check on a screen all the details on a screen and use that cups and use according to you how much thickness you need. And now I'm going to add water. Now you can cover with the lid and close the lid with the one hand. Then you can close the valve. Then you can wait for pressure. I'm using a max. I always use this much temperature, and I'm going to wait for this red button. So you can see this red button is up right where you have to set a time.
Sure, 8 minutes. And we're starting now.
Now after timer your recipe is ready, turn off the stove, keep enough pressure, wait the red button go down by itself, release the pressure and open. You can open before just to release the pressure, but for tasty recipe always keep enough pressure. This way all the oil and spices smell always stay in your recipe. Now you can see the thickness of this gravy. This looks delicious. Just use extra onions and tomatoes for thickness. This way you can prepare all type of beans with this recipe. You can use this gravy with rice, naan, roti, and you can see how thick is this. And now we are going to move on another recipe. I'm going to tell you, if you can't soak overnight what you like to make instant and quick recipe with a dry vegetable or beans, here I'm going to use a nicely washed 1 cup of chickpea and 5 glass of water. Then I will use a pressure cooker and will cook at least 8 to 10 minutes. Then I will keep in a pressure and cook until you get softened chickpea. Now you can prepare a masala same as we did for first recipe, but in this recipe we are going to use a chana masala instead of rajma masala because we are going to make a chickpea. This is a chickpea masala and I'm going to use a 3 teaspoon. Then you can mix it well. So you can make a tadka for all type of beans and just to use a different type of masala. And now I'm going to add a chickpea, so chickpea nicely soft. This way you can make instant dry beans vegetable without soaking overnight. Now this is nicely soft. Now I'm going to mix this in masala. Then I'm going to add 4.5 cup of water. Now you can mix this well and use the lid and cook at least 9 to 11 minutes. Keep in a pressure. Now I'm going to release the pressure. Now you can see how delicious this looking and our recipe is ready. Use this recipe with the rice, naan or roti, how the way you like. You can use this recipe, but I use with the patura, and look how delicious is this looking, and the gravy is thick, nice, and hope you like this. Next recipe is a black chickpea and I soaked overnight. If you don't want to do that, you can follow the second recipe, instant and quick. Use a pressure cooker and make it soften. For 1 cup you can use a 4 and 4.5 cup of water. Then you can use a pressure cooker until you get soft chickpea. Now the same way make a tadka we did for second recipe and the first recipe, and add 1 teaspoon masala. So this is a chana masala, and now I'm going to add a chickpea. Now I'm going to add 4 cups of water, and then you can mix this well and you can cook this 8 to 9 minutes. When your timer is done, you can turn off the stove and keep in a pressure. You can see red button is up, it means in a pressure. You can release that pressure and you can open, but I can say just keep in a pressure at least 10 minutes. It will take a 10 minutes to go down by itself. This way your recipe will be delicious. All the oil and spices taste will stay in. Now you can see red button is down. Now it's ready to open. Now you can see all the oil inside. Now this recipe looks amazing and delicious. And in this recipe you can use the potatoes, and I made one with the potatoes. Just add the potatoes right way with the chickpea, and look how delicious is this looking. In this video I shared three recipes. Beans, you can make any type of beans, just to use this method. So this is a black chickpea, and I shared a white chickpea. So you can soak overnight, or if you don't like to soak overnight, just use my method, quick and instant for dry beans or vegetable. So use a one masala, so it will goes with any type of beans. Hope you like this video, and hope you like all the tips and tricks I just give to you. This measurement and timing I like to use for my recipes. Might be your recipe will take a less or more time. This is totally depend on your stove temperature. And hope you like all the tips and tricks guys I just share with you. And if you like this video, like, comment and share. And if you're watching me from first time, please subscribe to my channel. That will help me more. And if you're watching me from long time, please subscribe to my channel, like this video and share this video with your friend, so make their life easy.